Mr. and Mrs. Valder, thank you for joining me today. In my eyes, as I've shared with you, you'll always be Milton royalty. But I know over the years you've been big supporters of local businesses. Always. So share your story about, owning a B2B business for over 30 years in Milton and take us back to the beginning.
Wow, that's a long story.
Well, I'm here for you today.
Yeah. Yes, thanks. Well, I know both Deb and I have always believed that even though we grew up in Toronto, raising kids in a family, we both felt that it was always better to bring our kids up in a smaller community. So we've always stayed out of Toronto since our marriage and kids and so forth. So moving to Milton was somewhat of a decision based on bringing kids up, but also doing business as well. So it worked out that for my business, it was going to be a good location.
Yeah.
It was also a beautiful little community, had a lot of great things to offer at the time, and we enjoyed bringing our kids up there and making our family home, and also, working hard to build our businesses over the years that we were there.
Do you remember what year you all moved to Milton and how you decided to pick Milton?
Yeah, so we had our business there previous to our move. If you recall when we moved to Milton.
What year did you start the business?
It was in 89, right?
Yeah. Wow. So you've really seen Milton change and evolve over time.
Big change, yeah.
We moved to Milton in 2000.
Okay.
And bought a historic home on Martin Street. We fell in love with it as soon as we saw it. We didn't even need to go through it as a tour. We were buying this house. And we just absolutely loved Milton as soon as we stepped through the door, and added a renovation and an addition and a pool, and our home became a major family home. And our kids grew up and had a wonderful time living there with us.
And did you all start your business in Milton after you moved to Milton, or you all already had a business and that's what brought you to Milton?
Yes, we had the business in Milton, which again, the first business we had, we sold in the year 2000, and 6 years later we started another business in Milton, again a B2B business, and we located our office right in downtown old part of town, so you could walk to the office from our home.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. So lots of great memories in Milton.
Mostly family memories and friends too. We had a lot of nice people, young families, and our kids. I always say our house was party central.
As it should be.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not changed.
No.
Both of our children have friends, lifelong friends from Milton. They really met lovely families. We met lovely families, and the small town atmosphere really kindled great camaraderie within people's groups and families. It was a great place to bring kids up.
Yeah.
Yeah, some great experiences for our kids, and my daughter and our daughter who lives in Australia now still has, again, as Deb said, lifetime friends that have now, grown up, got married, had kids, and
Still live in Milton.
Still live in Milton.
So you have still ties and connections that keeps bringing you back to Milton, right? Share your story about Milton to Niagara. I know you all have kind of been here a couple of years, but how did that journey start, right? Because Milton has been home for such a long time for you all.
Sure. Let me start. Okay. So we, as you know, sold our business about 6 years ago now in Milton. And at that time, of course, our kids moved away and had their own kids and so forth. So we wanted to downsize, and we also had thought of a sort of a semi-retirement opportunity. Where would we like to be? To enjoy sort of the balance of our life, and so we had a few choices. We've always come to Niagara-on-the-Lake. My family's always come here. They love it. They love the golf. They love the inns and so on, and the wine. So we came to on a weekend trip with some friends from Milton, and fell in love with the builder and the home that we're in today, the builders that built it. And basically, as they say, the rest is history. We just put our down payment down, and away we went. And been here now 3 years, so we love it.
And it's fantastic. As I said, from the moment I walked in, this is my second time. Like, I'm always like, wow, and mesmerized. And I guess the team with me felt the same, right? As we kind of drove up and parked our cars outside. How was your experience building a custom home? Because it's it's a lot of work. It's a lot of attention to detail. You both have busy lives as well. Share that experience with us.
Well, I don't think that we could have achieved what we have here now without the builder. Kekugata and his team made it so very easy for us to come up with our dream, and he helped us so greatly to see a vision and realize the vision, and he had the team in place that knew how to put things together. Without them, we would never have been able to do it. His daughter, Serena, is a interior designer who really knows her products. They have the suppliers that they've used for years and years and years, and everything was just at our fingertips. So it was very, very daunting, but interesting, and turned out to be a very great experience.
And you said 14 months, right?
14 months.
It's really quick for a custom in our world, at least.
It was.
And we were fortunate. We were able to rent a home here close by and stay connected to the actual build
On a daily
basis. So it was a great journey, actually, a great experience. And as Deb said, without the builder, though, I don't think we would have achieved what we've been able to achieve. Having past experience doing a similar thing, I can tell you, they don't all go that way.
Oh, I believe you, I'm sure. That's something we see quite often, right? Are you finding that, have you had kind of friends or family from Milton move over here or considering moving in this direction?
Our very dear friends from our old street moved at the same time or shortly thereafter. They had the dream to live here as well, and they used the same builder, and they live around the corner, so we're very fortunate to have them. The other thing, too, with Milton, I moved my mother from Toronto to Milton about 8 years ago.
Right.
And so, therefore, this was another reason for wanting to be reasonably close to Milton. We could have gone north, and it would have been much farther distance to commute, but we needed something where I could pop in and out of town to, look after my mother as she aged in her retirement home in Milton.
Right.
So that was another contributing factor too.
For sure.
Niagara-on-the-Lake.
And, also you were saying that you've seen Milton transform over the years and evolve from where you started to where it is now today. Pretty much every time you go back, I would say both as residents and as business owners. When you started off in Milton, did you see that potential and growth for your business, for your residents as well? Because you only moved a couple of times, right, in Milton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We were aware of the water issue in Milton. The water issue was the roadblock for the builders to expand the town. And when that happened, of course, it totally changed the landscape in Milton, and from a little tiny village to almost a mini city. And
do you remember what the population was that time?
yeah, I'm trying to think. I believe the population when we first moved there was something like 28 or
32,000.
yeah, maybe 32,000.
And now 150 and
Yeah,
slotted to be
yeah.
at 350 by 2050.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
But from a business perspective, to answer your question, our business was more of a global business. So we were not, the expansion of Milton really did not impact, our business per se.
Right.
But it certainly gave us a lot more opportunity to meet new people, of course, and we were very close to the Chamber of Commerce in the same building for a while. And the core of Milton and the old town still is a really charming and lovely place.
Yeah. When you chose Milton to kind of have your business established and home over there and grow from there, right? Which is pretty fantastic.
Yeah. And the escarpment area is beautiful, and like little kids went skiing there. And
A lot to offer. Milton has a lot to offer for young families.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas Niagara-on-the-Lake, not quite the same. It's much less child-friendly.
Right.
Whereas Milton,
One of the other considerations for coming here was the proximity to the U.S. and then the border, and I still do some traveling, quite a bit of traveling. So
Right.
for me, being able to pop over to the Niagara Buffalo Airport to catch a flight is a lot more convenient and less headache. Let's put it that way.
All right. Deb and Paul, every journey, like, your journey has its own set of ups and downs, right? Can you share a time when, things were kind of difficult, being busy parents, business owners? In today's day and age, we're trying to do anything and everything. I know I'm like that. The next, right? But now I see a sort of zen, and, you're relaxed and everything. And that's something that I'm striving for. Hopefully, eventually, I probably spend more time with you all and that rubs off on me, right? But, is there anything that you would kind of want to share or that kind of stands out where you were resilient through a time and to move forward?
That was, when you came to work for the business.
Oh, that's when your business probably took off.
It's when it took off.
Right?
There was a time when we both were kind of out of work, I guess, before we started our businesses, and there was a need for us to work from home and start a business from home, and we did that, and basically we've been together working as a couple since then. That was a tough time.
when we first started, after Paul sold one business, and I was in the exhibit industry, and then the company I worked for closed the doors, and it was time, what do we do? And here our kids had just left, gone off to university, were doing other things, and we had to really make a big decision. Can we handle working together, and what can we do that will make us happy to be together, and so
Keep the lights on.
Keep the lights on, of course. So it was a challenge. For the first couple of years, it was a challenge, and working out of home was unheard of because we had not had pandemic, and nobody was really working from home remotely like we started out. So the challenges in having meetings, and how do we deal with people when we're working from home, and we overcame a lot of hurdles and made it work.
Well, the lights are shining bright today, right?
Well, the golf course is only a little bit around the corner.
Still in this weather, you're still tempted to play some golf?
Twice a week.
Oh, fantastic. Wow. Well, that's the beauty. You have golf and you have wine when you're in Niagara, right?
Absolutely. And lots of interesting people coming through here, during the touristy seasons.
Do you like that? Do you like the touristy or you?
It is nice because you meet different people from different
Right.
places.
Right.
And
How we met at the winery.
That's right.
Remember?
For dinner.
Yes.
That's right.
we've had a few people come back to our home after, being at a wine tasting and saying, come back to our home.
Well, people we didn't even know until we invited them home for a drink.
But you know what? I've known that of you all, even though I feel you all have embraced, new adventures in Niagara. But I've always been an observer of how you still connect, with the community, with people that you love. You make that time and effort to stay in touch, and I think that's what I see for you all over here. Is that right? In terms of building that community.
Well, first, we always had an open door policy at our home in Milton, for our kids and for ourselves. I mean, it was just drop in, come in, have a swim, do whatever, just relax, on others to go. Because of that, we had made some fantastic friends in Milton, of course, neighbors and so forth, and who have still come here today to visit from Milton. So, it's been really great to continue those relationships and those friendships. And we're doing the same thing here. It's wonderful.
Absolutely.
And trying to find the niche that we want to be involved in as community spirit, and anything from the Rotary, which I have started to become involved with, and volunteering with the Rotary Christmas house tours and their different affiliations. We have time now where we can actually give to the community, which we did quite a bit over the years in our growing up and long before we even met each other. So we have a volunteer type of feeling that we want to continue here with that. And we're still really looking into what that may be. There are a lot of things that are needed. We just need to find the right niche for us.
Perfect.
Yeah. In my world, which I'm still, working part-time and so on, it's about giving back from a mentoring perspective and helping some of the younger business people that I work with to, come along and help them to be successful. So that to me means a lot.
I'm going to be first in line for that. How about that?
There you go.
He would be happy
I would be happy.
too.
Yes, and I would be honored. Well, Deb and Paul, thank you so much for sharing, your story. It's so insightful. It's so inspiring to me. And that's every time I have a conversation with you all. So thank you for joining me today. And cheers to what life has to bring next.
Thank you, Tanya. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Tanya.